welcome the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions.
I was gonna say, like, just I mentioned this on a breakdown like weeks ago. Just how the 3-minute matches, how WWE is gonna be starting to look at is just the wrestling show that does not wrestle, that barely ever wrestles. And I was just thinking, like, every time I watch NXT, they just excel at making sure they have the good wrestling, some good segments in the back, but making sure they still have wrestling. And I do like that about NXT. And I was gonna say this when I saw NXT last week. Like, NXT is really excelling over Raw and SmackDown some weeks, which is point like they actually having wrestling. They're actually having good some actually good decent wrestling matches where it's just like, no, we're not focused on just promos in the back or segments in the back, just having to build a storyline or having Trick Williams come out and just have a face to face with Ethan Page every week until the actual match. They actually having Trick Williams wrestle with the Dudley Boy, with
which is strange, but
hey, they have it. They actually having wrestle, like they actually having a hardcore match with Jada Parker and Lola Vice. Like they actually having they're not waiting for PLE to have like a really good match. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about NXT. And that's why I feel they've been excelling over Raw and SmackDown. They actually having matches. They're wrestling, but WWE seems like they're trying to Raw and SmackDown. We're gonna be the wrestling show to have more talking than actually wrestling. It's like, what are we doing here?
The second W in World Wrestling Entertainment does not stand for wrestling anymore. It stands for word or wordy. World Wordy Entertainment, because all they do is talk. Just a bunch of words. And you that's a great point, Josh. NXT is arguably the best booked show, and I think there's a number of factors that play into that. For one, let me ask you this: how long is NXT?
2 hours.
Oh, so you can tell me a 2-hour show can be booked effectively and not drop the ball and have people just get forgotten about.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy concept. Who would have thought? Who'd have thunk it? Now, also, Shawn Michaels is the booker down there, and Triple H, when he was booking NXT, Triple H did some really good work. But I think that there are some systemic issues within the nature of the shows that are presenting challenges for Triple H. Yes, he's doing a great job at some things, but also at others he's not. And I think it's much simpler because you have Shawn Michaels focusing on that 2-hour production and being the head booker there, as opposed to Triple H. Like, Triple H is suffering. Think about how we talk about how we're gonna have to cover 6 hours of wrestling. Triple H has to oversee all of that. That's not a small task for one person. It really is. I would argue it's too much for him. But so there's a number of environmental factors that lead to this situation, and just with them going to the 3 hours, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of the same things we're seeing.